Really? No.
Do it.
No.
Let's do
Ridiculous.
I'm wondering where we're going with this.
How do other musicians even talk to you? Why are we in black?
What kind of show is this?
You're totally inspiring.
I got hotel keys in every pocket.
This was a Beachcombers episode. You ripped this off.
You are watching Stripped Down. You are watching Stripped Down, Saskatchewan's only 1 hour local music showcase, the award-winning show that brings the venue to you in the comfort of your own living room. I am your host, Curtis Anderson. Huge hello to everybody watching out on PA, Swift Current, and Moose Jaw on the Shaw channels, as well as everyone watching out there in Access Communications. There it is. We're ready to go. We are fired up. We got a huge high-energy show tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight on Stripped Down, Misterfire.
Just so much to tell you. That guy, the one who laughs at things cause he forgets how to spell. That guy who yelled and beat you down and say that he was kidding. That guy who winds up all alone but you don't care. What crowds you roll with, he's with you everywhere that you go home. You be the one that's looking over someone else's shoulder and laughing his ass off when you say hello. Those of you listening who say, yeah, right, I never met nobody like that. But I hate to break it down, gonna have to spell it out. It's you, talking to oh snap. So are you. You got no real friends. Hey, you're much too stupid for me to song. But I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway. You'll be out to life on the party. When you walk in, people running high, they know it's not because they're planning a surprise. So sing, baby, because you're that guy, the one you love to hate. There's just so much to tell. The one who laughs at things cause he forgets how to spell. That guy who yelled and beat you down, then see that he was kidding. That guy who winds up all alone but you don't care cause he's not there. You'll be loud in your life. Come on, it doesn't matter how many things you see, yeah, it's still the best enough. And yeah, it's kinda mean, but I really don't appreciate you counting names. Say that I'm the problem, tell me I'm the one to blame for the things that you did. What you do, get out my eyes, I do. You gotta clear the total woman's got you. You gotta try to do your best, yeah. The woman's trying to fact, you left. The bitch is supposed to put that left. So some Louise and hot up the crap. React to what I'm saying, so you quit taking that. Well, if Chicago's gonna be on the guitar, I hit your back like smack in the face, like I'm a slap in the face. Alex drops fresh beats down all over the place. You in disgrace, you're still losing the race. You better start picking up the pace, man. folks are lame and so are you. You got no real friends. Hey, you're much too stupid for me to insult, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway. On the afterlife of the party, when you walk in, people running higher. They know it's not because they're planning, it's a ride. Because you're that guy, the one we love to hate. There's just so much to tell you. But that guy's the one who allows that face, cause he forgets how to spell. That guy you yell to beat you down, then see that he was kidding. That guy you winds up all alone, but you don't care 'cause he's not there. And don't be love in your life. There goes that guy.
You're watching Strip Down. We're spending 60 minutes with local band Misterfire. Am I saying that right? Is it one word, two words? Misterfire?
It's one word.
Misterfire. I hate starting with that question because it's so textbook reporting, but where did you get the name Misterfire from? It so rolls off the tongue.
I should have brought my notes.
Yeah.
Make something up, Ben.
Well, we used to be called Drop Zone Response, actually, for about the first year we played together. And then we just decided it was kind of time for a name change. It wasn't really sticking that well, so we figured, it wasn't taken. Might as well go for it.
So Misterfire. Fantastic. Usually, I'm not used to people rocking out during my intro. It was kind of fun. Usually, I'm sure it's the viewers that are like, shut up, Anderson, get to music. You guys are like starting to, as well as everyone watching out there in Access Communications. There it is. We're ready to go. We are fired up. We got to start to shred already. So you excited for tonight?
Very much so.
Yeah? You excited?
We're on TV. It's a huge honor.
Nice. Take me back. Give me a little history of Strip Down and Misterfire. How'd you hear about the show? How'd you see it? How'd you decide to get on it? The whole journey from when you heard about it till now.
I think we've had a few friends bands actually who performed on Strip Down, and I don't know, we just thought it'd be a really, really awesome thing, a really cool thing for us to be a part of, and we kind of just give you one of our press kits, and the rest, as they say, is history.
It was a fantastic press kit, by the way. Very, very professional. So how long have you guys been a band? And apparently kind of a serious band. Most bands don't usually have that professional of a press kit.
Officially, I guess we started in November of 2008, and we've had our current lineup since February of last year. So we've been playing together as this group for about a year now.
Okay, so some line changes
since
the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually Jordan replaced our original guitarist, and
And you're kind of like the hype man, eh? Kind of. You seem to be the person I was dealing with the most.
I jump around a lot. I have a lot of sugar in the morning, it helps.
You might get to see some more hypage during one of our final songs of the night.
All right, well, let me know if I have to switch, because currently you have the wireless mic on, so if there's going to be all sorts of dancing and jumping, I'll switch during a commercial break. What are we going to hear tonight?
Well, that song we just played was called That Guy. It's a song about that guy. Probably know him. It's, I don't know. We just, we wrote it because, I don't know, there's some annoying people in the world, and we felt...
They happen to come to all our shows.
Yeah, sometimes.
Wow, throwing that out there.
Just
we love you, fans. Ignore Jordan.
You're not talking about the entire audience.
Oh, no, the audience are wonderful.
Yeah.
Just the two friends I have. They are those guys.
So let me get this straight. You have annoying friends, and they're the ones that get the song written about them. That's not fair. I try to be as annoying as I can, and no one writes a song about me. Maybe after tonight. I mean, we got lots to cover over the next probably 55, 52 minutes, so we'll talk about the CD, if there's one out, if there's one in the making, the future, where you guys have played. But again, so the first song we kicked it off with was just about some annoying guys, friends of yours that come to your shows.
Yeah, well, Jordan's friends.
What do they think of that? Are they like just into it, front row? That's us! He's talking about us.
Pretty much. I don't think they've clued in that we're making fun of them yet.
Oh.
I was pretty sure we mentioned that last time.
That sounds mean-spirited. Those are evil shenanigans.
Oh, we're all innocent on the inside.
Fair enough.
Except for Jordan.
All right. Do you want to jump into song number 2 then? There's a good energy here. I want to kind of keep the music going. So where do we go from there? What's up next?
You guys want to play Mixed Signals? Sure, this is one of the songs off of our, this is one of the first songs we wrote actually as a group together.
Mixed Signals.
Yes.
All right, take it away, Misterfire.
All right.
me that it won't work, but you're doing it in disguise. You're leading me on with your smiles and your kisses, so I think things are going alright. Then in a moment you're up and you're gone, leaving me alone in the night with the mixed signals. You feed it to me every day. Mixed signals, just when I think it's gonna work, you don't say no way. Mixed signals, twist your words until they sound sublime. Mixed signals, why don't you make up your mind? Or get yourself out of my life. It's been hell since I know you. I was better without you. Life sucks and I've come to regret it. There's not taking back all the time that I spent trying to make you happy. I still don't get it. Said that you like me, but you weren't quite like me. It just doesn't make any sense. Instead of trying to just leave me, you had to deceive me. Now think about the consequences of the mixed signals you gave to me for such a long time. Mixed signals, I don't get it. You let it mess with my mind. Mixed signals is gonna be all over for the angry ends. Mixed signals, I guess we wait until then. But I don't want to be just as friends.
Yeah. You're watching Strip Down. We're spending 60 minutes with local band Misterfire, all one word. I'll quit saying it with that dramatic pause in between. And that second song, once again, was the first song you guys wrote as a band, and it was called
Mixed Signals.
Mixed Signals. What's Mixed Signals about, other than the obvious? Is it about the mixed
the
signals your
obvious.
two annoying friends get when you sing the song and they don't understand? Sorry.
Yeah, no, what did I say? What did I say in that last interview? Most of my
Women.
songs tend to follow a trend. Yeah, women.
Yeah, it's kind of the trend.
Yeah.
Either annoying people or women.
Yeah.
Annoying.
Not
annoying?
both. Not both. Let's not
No,
confuse the
you
two.
don't write
Yes.
songs about annoying women just yet?
No.
Ah,
that
you're pretty
hasn't-
young.
Haven't
That'll
come
come.
across one.
That'll
Well, that's a
come.
lie. That's a lie. But
Oh yeah, that's what you put on your MySpace and everything. You like playing music, writing music, listening to music, experimenting with music, and women. Pretty much sums you up as a band.
I'd say
It
so.
sums up Emmett.
Fair enough. All right, we have to gear up for our very first commercial break, but stick around because we have lots more with Misterfire on Strip Down coming up right after these words from our sponsors.
Lucy, Lucy, Lucy Brown.
The following sponsors are proud to support local community programming on Shaw. Mother's Music. (617 8th Street East, Saskatoon), on the web at mothersmusic.com. Ultimo Euromoto. (204 3rd Avenue South in downtown Saskatoon), 664-6640.
stuff goes once it's flushed down the toilet. It travels down pipes under our streets to a sewage treatment plant. There it is cleaned up through a variety of processes before it is sent back out in our lakes or rivers. The problem occurs when people flush things down the toilet like makeup, cleaning supplies, and some pharmaceuticals that the sewage treatment plant can't clean up. They are dumped untreated into our waterways, which other people depend on for their drinking water. Some cities continue to dump their sewage untreated into our waterways, while others are using innovative thinking to reuse sewage byproducts as fertilizer. What can you do? Be sure to properly dispose of any chemicals or unused medicine at your city's hazardous waste disposal site. It's our turn to take care of this planet, and I think we can do a better job. What do you think?
And we are back. We're spending 60 minutes with Misterfire here in the Shaw TV studios. Enjoying this. I'm really enjoying this. How about you guys? How are you feeling? Having a blast. Yeah? I love the high energy of your band. Is that what people can expect if they take in a Misterfire show? Is this pretty much it, or is this like a stripped down version of Misterfire? I know sometimes being like hard mic'd into the wall with like that lav mic kind of cuts down on some bands' ability to jump and spin and all that. So is what people watching tonight, is that what they're going to get if they see you guys live?
Everything except for our backflips off the amps.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to point out you, sir, have a wireless mic, so if anybody is able to do a backflip off an amp tonight, you're free to try. Maybe later for the finale?
I might have to attempt that. We'll see.
Yeah, we don't want to give
my
anything
insurance
away.
covers that.
Yeah. Well, on our side of the insurance company, just don't do it off a ladder, and we're okay.
Okay.
So
Good.
amp, I
Yeah,
think, are
not
still
that
good. No, not that ladder.
Okay.
You might want to try a taller one anyways. All right, Misterfire, song number 3. Where are we headed?
We're going to slow things down a bit, and this one's going to be more of a reggae tune. It's one of our earlier ones. It's called Standard Deviation.
All right.
Ooh, this ain't reggae, nobody shot the sheriff. Ooh, this ain't rock and roll, there ain't no power chords. It's just music, well, it's meant to get you feeling better. There ain't no genre when the song finds your soul. And I don't wanna feel like someone made me right. No, I don't wanna feel like a spirit's in before. So if you think you've heard it and you don't quite get the message, take the hint. It's not the chords, the way you play them, it's who you are. If you've heard a lot of people say that you will never make it, no personality if you don't write them yourself. Well, I've heard it, and I've done it, and I've seen it, and I like it, and I've learned from everyone else, yeah. And I wrote this song, so if you think I got no personality, go yourself. I don't wanna feel like someone made me write it. No, I don't wanna feel like it's been read till before. So if you think you've heard it and you don't quite get the message, take a hint, not the chords, the way you play them, so you want.
You're watching Strip Down with Misterfire. Let's jump into it, guys. We talked kind of loosely about band origins before, but how do you guys all know each other? How did you all get together and form this back in 2008, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Cam too. We added Cam later. Jordan and Emmett and I used to play.
You got more cams than me?
Yeah.
Because that's also slang for camera. Hey!
Oh snap.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Curtis. Yeah, no, Jordan and Emmett and I used to play, and I think we still do play, in a jazz combo called The Flu. And we had a lot of gigs in high school and stuff, and we just played, Sask Jazz Festival, whatever we could get, basically.
Actually,
We're still in high school, I forgot about that, yeah. So
Nice.
I feel old now.
We started that band. I'd been playing guitar for like 6 months or something like that, and
I just started playing.
you were 9 years old when
Yeah.
we started that combo. It was crazy.
Yeah.
9 years old.
Yeah, he told me like learn 10 songs in 7 days, go, and then.
And it worked.
Luckily, you were 9 and you had nothing else to do.
You had
Yeah, I guess.
Nice.
You had 10 days. I had about 10 hours.
Yeah.
Just piano, join the flu,
10 hours.
have fun.
Good
Yeah.
thing Emmett was potty trained by then.
When
So-
we get, sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry. No. What? Yeah, basically, we added Cam to The Flu later, and I actually found Cam. We played in a jazz intensive program at the Jazz Festival, and I remember that he played trombone. We actually didn't really have any intention of adding him as a keyboard player until we found out he could actually play the keyboard really well. So, yeah, it worked out really well, and we started Drops in Response, in November.
I was going to ask about like songs and song structure and putting stuff together because I was reading and it's ska, reggae, rock, funk, whatever you feel like that's your genre. And I was like, yeah, okay, you got the drums and the trombone and everything, but I was like, keyboard, but it works.
Yeah.
So like, do you write the music, then you farm out the parts, or is it just like you jam till something works? How do you make these songs? How do you make the magic you're seeing and listening to on Strip Down tonight?
I've written quite a few of the stuff, or just the basic like chord patterns and lyrics and stuff myself, and then Cam and Jordan have also taken active roles, and everybody else, we just create our own parts for the songs. So I'll just say like, oh, here, this is a cool chord progression, guys, come up with your own parts and whatever. It just works.
Everybody just does their own
Yeah.
thing.
We all we know one another as musicians, so when we sit down and we actually write a tune, say Ben's had an idea for like a month or so and he's really been hashing it out, like, okay guys, here's kind of the basic structure, this is what I want, he'll kind of lay it down, and then Cam and I usually come up with some sort of interlude or, an adjustment to the chords, kind of make them a little bit more, us friendly, and then we all just make our own parts, it's not really like we ever have to tell Emmett what to play or tell Alex what to play or tell Ben what to play or me what to play, like it just...
Then you just crank up the rock and crank up the energy. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
Nice.
I still haven't figured out how to use finale either, so.
That's another story.
That's another story. What do you guys listen to? Again, I'm hearing. I know
Well,
it's like
the
a
question.
collision of all sorts of sounds and
Real Big
genres.
Fish.
2 bands each?
Yeah,
Two
let's do
bands.
it. 2 bands each.
Okay.
I'll go with Real Big Fish and Sublime.
Sublime, yeah.
Yeah.
One of my biggest influences is Il Scarlet and the Cat Empire too.
Yep.
I'll say Slash and Ray Charles.
Okay. Where do you go from there? That's kind of wreck and scratch.
I'll say Slipknot and Kiss.
Wow.
Yeah.
Top that.
That's a
I will say
curveball there.
Jamiroquai and Dream Theater.
Oh, fantastic choices.
It's kind of making sense now. It's all colliding together into what is Misterfire. Want to play another song?
Love to.
I think we do.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
Song number 4. Song the 4th.
Okay.
What's this one about?
This one's called The Ballad of Vlad. And this song we had a lot of fun writing because the lyrics make absolutely no sense. It tells the story of it's the epic tale of a Russian spy who
Who also plays music?
Yeah, also plays music. I'm not going to elaborate anymore. Just see if you can figure it out.
Vlad is just a fun word to say too.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
That
Actually.
VL combination.
You got us.
What was the original idea for this song?
It's delightfully
Soviet
awkward.
Samba, right?
Soviet Samba.
Soviet Samba, yeah. It's that. No.
Anyways,
On that note.
Way back when in the olden days of black and white TV, time that was before Daniel Craig, the age of Connery. A man who's still from the motherland named Vladimir, I'm told. Eastern Shore of Labrador on the coast. Rock the show and kick down the door with a bottle of wine. Bartender looked up and said, "What makes you do this?" That crack smile like a crocodile said, "Ha ha ha." Everybody stood up. Things were looking rough. Was this allowed? Was he a spy? Everybody we love. That said, "Relax now, no." It's not that easy. Then he sat down at the old piano and cracked his knuckles and chuckled and played the melody like this. After Vlad was finished, a young drummer shouted out. Then play the drums, old Vlad replied. You can't be that bad, cousin. Back where I come from, all drummers are Russian. Hey! Drummer tunes, drop the pressure and beat. Jam till their music turned into a tasty treat. Sailors in the bar begin to dance around the seal. That's when Vlad began to shout, "I'm glad you like our stuff so much. Now let's change the feel." Vlad became a celebrity that night or so I've heard. Up until he dove off stage at a gale and played Free Bird. As he flew, he yelled a curse, cause he knew that he had missed. The only sign would level or he'd be pissed. Moral of the story is look before you leave. Otherwise you'll wind up being a hole that's 6 feet deep. Don't come at that, since he ultimately failed. He landed on his microphone, he died that night and now he's known as Vladimir the Impaler.
Nice. That song was pretty darn epic. Misterfire. I can't even talk. That was awesome. You guys rocked it pretty hard. The 1-2 punch of the bands that come in each and every week on Strip Down is they walk in and they go, "Oh, it looks bigger on TV," referring, of course, to the studio. And then about halfway through the show, they comment about how it's weird not playing to an audience. You guys seem like you would feed off an audience. What's it like playing to basically a camera and a wall here in Strip Down? Is it throwing you off? Is it kind of weird?
Way better than my basement. Way better.
It's a definite step up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stage lights are a nice touch.
Yeah. But where my question was originally going is that you must feed off. A band like you must feed off the crowd, eh?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we just played a show. We headlined a show at Louis the other week, and wow, that was intense.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 mosh pits in front of the stage.
A girl
I didn't even think
actually,
they were moshable until that night. Yeah.
a girl jumped up on stage and kissed my thigh as I was playing a guitar solo, and then jumped off. It was kind of weird. My girlfriend was right up in the front stage too, so it was a little astounding, and she didn't even see.
Wow.
I was stealthy. It was quite impressive.
Well done.
No, not well done. I wasn't.
Number 1, I'm glad that story was PG and suitable for TV. And number 2, don't expect that from me. Just saying. But we have to gear up for our second commercial break. Stick around. We got the second half of the show with Misterfire coming up right after this.
He's big, he's bold, he's a polar bear. And as much as we wouldn't want to run into him face to face, we also wouldn't want to see anything threaten his existence. Hard to believe an animal this big needs our help. But even though the polar bears live far away in the remote Arctic, we are having a negative impact on their lives. Our pollutants travel the oceans and atmosphere and enter their food chain. Plus, climate change is causing the ice they live on to melt earlier each spring. This makes it more difficult for the bears to catch their prey. If you're wondering how you can help, simple things like riding your bike, walking, or taking the bus instead of driving will do a lot for our environment and the polar bears. But that's just a start. If you go to hww.ca, you can learn more about polar bears and find ideas on how to help protect Canada's wildlife. That's hww.ca.
Do you know where stuff goes once it's flushed down the toilet? It travels down pipes under our streets to a sewage treatment plant. There it is cleaned up through a variety of processes before it is sent back out in our lakes or rivers. The problem occurs when people flush things down the toilet like makeup, cleaning supplies, and some pharmaceuticals that the sewage treatment plant can't clean up. They are dumped untreated into our waterways, which other people depend on for their drinking water. Some cities continue to dump their sewage untreated into our waterways, while others are using innovative thinking to reuse sewage byproducts as fertilizer. What can you do? Be sure to properly dispose of any chemicals or unused medicine at your city's hazardous waste disposal site.
It's our turn to take care of this planet, and I think we can do a better job. What do you think?
Ladies and gentlemen, Misterfire.
There's been so many times that I've walked a narrow line, stumbling down a path in life that people say is mine. Sometimes I wish that I could stray and leave this road behind, but if I do, I'm not quite sure that I'll like what I find. Substitutions, no solution. It's just another form of procrastination. I wish that I found a way to just lose myself, but it's looking like a mistake. So I'm thinking that it's time for the world to go. Want to go.
Man, you guys are rocking it harder every single song. This is awesome. I'm having a lot of fun tonight. You are killing it on the keyboard, sir.
Thank you very
Man,
much.
how long have you been playing?
Pretty much my whole life.
I can tell. Not that the rest of you guys aren't fantastic musicians as well, but man.
Just me.
We talked a little bit about it during one of the commercial breaks, but now let's do it for the benefit of the audience. CD situation. Do you have one out? Do you have an EP? Again, you had an amazing press kit. What's the status of the discs right now for Misterfire?
Well, we've got a 3-song demo that we recorded last summer with Mark Klopushak and Jordan Smith from the Avenue Recording Company.
Okay.
So that's available for purchase from one of us. It's $5 normally we sell them for. And we're planning on hitting the studio this summer, probably July sometime. And yeah, recording whatever we can get, I guess. Probably a full album, I think.
I probably throw down like 10, 13 songs with Jordan and Mark again.
Yeah.
They did a really good job, and it was, we were
Yeah.
really happy with the way the demo turned out.
How long ago was the demo?
It was in July, I think. July
2nd week of July.
Yeah,
I think,
around there. Yeah.
So you just slapped together a demo, or have you written a whole ton since then? Or you
Well,
just kind of wanted to get something out there?
We like I said before, I think we had an older demo that we recorded in Jordan's friend's basement.
My old
a long
band's
time
basement,
ago.
actually, before I was in this one.
Yeah, and that had like I think 7 tracks. We recorded some covers. Shh, don't tell anybody. And
were they customized covers? I like that.
I
Crazy
guess
collection
a
of
little bit.
customized covers.
Yeah.
That's some 5-star alliteration there, guys.
Thank you. That was me.
Yeah.
I had to take credit for something.
Well done. As a fellow writer, that was just like, it doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, I don't know. We ended up having I think 3 original tracks on that one too. Lots of we've written quite a bit since then. I think we've got enough for a full album right now, so we just want to get some stuff down.
Thoughts going into the process of recording a full album? I mean, that's a time commitment and a money commitment.
Yeah,
but
that's what we're.
It's time to take Misterfire to the next level, or what?
It's kind of been Misterfire's goal the whole time to
Yep.
get a good, solid album that we're all
Yeah,
going to be proud of.
we kind of want to see, I guess,
And
where
that's-
it goes from there.
That's what we're shooting for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it
we
one
just
step
wanna,
at a
we want to
time.
do it once, and we want to do it right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, I think we're burning through time, so let's go to another song before we take our last commercial break and wrap things up with Misterfire. So where are we going next? I'm guessing these are all songs that'll probably be on the upcoming album, right? That we're hearing tonight?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this next one is called Overboard. It was originally called Soars, but we didn't like that title. So okay.
Do I even want to ask what this is about?
Those guys didn't like the
Fitting
title.
into Ben's theme of women.
Yes.
All right.
It was spelled S-O-R-S. S-O-R-S.
I'm just gonna walk off set.
Good choice.
start to feel suffocated. How ironic that I'm starting to drown in the thing that I've created. You're driving me off the deep end, girl, pushing me farther and farther. Every time I tell you that I wanna quit, I go deeper underwater. 'Cause it feels like my relationship with you is sinking. I feel remote and you just don't float my boat no more. Baby, you're so shallow that you've drained the water from our ocean. Stop testing my devotion. Die little bit day by day, every single time that you say, so I'm not willing to give it a try, 'cause it's too new for you. Whoa, 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 what do I believe? I'm sorry, I know that it's impossible to change you. This just goes to show me what I can do. Because it feels like my relationship with you is sinking. I feel remote 'cause you just don't float my boat no more. Baby, you're so shallow that you've drained the water from our ocean. Stop testing my devotion. Stop causing me commotion.
You're watching Strip Down. We have to take our last commercial break and wrap things up with Misterfire. But first, really quickly, what's the relationship between a young man named Ryan Dillette and Misterfire? I know Ryan from like 5 years ago before I started doing Strip Down. I used to help him with his show he does called Band Show. So you can see it on bandshow.ca. It's a web show. And while Strip Down is PG, I think the bandshow.ca would be more kind of 14A. It's a little edgier. There's some language, but he's a hardworking guy. He's been doing that for a long time, and you get to see kind of a different side of some of Saskatoon's musicians. What's the relationship between Misterfire and Mr. Dillette?
Well, actually, Ryan helped us out quite a bit, kind of getting off the ground. He was the first person to contact me after we put our first demo out on the market there, and yeah, he wanted us to have the band show, so we played. We played at the band show a couple times since then, and he's a great guy.
Yeah, he doesn't get the appreciation he should. He's a really hardworking guy, and it's tough making content just for the internet and getting it out there. But yeah, bandshow.ca, again, I guess there's kind of a content warning. If you're offended by language, maybe don't hit up the bandshow.ca, but check it out, something different. All right, we wrap things up with Misterfire coming up right after this.
The following sponsors are proud to support local community programming on Shaw. Mother's Music. (617 8th Street East, Saskatoon), on the web at mothersmusic.com. Ultimo Euromoto. (204 3rd Avenue South in downtown Saskatoon), 664-6640.
Do you know what happens to water once it's gone down the storm sewer? It's carried by pipes under the street and dumped into our lakes and rivers. The trouble is, excess chemicals from our yard and parks and oil and gas spills from the street also gets washed down the storm sewer and end up in our waterways. These bodies of water are home to fish and wildlife, and often is where we get our drinking water. Some cities are dealing with the problem by holding the water in ponds first, while natural processes absorb many of the pollutants. We can do our part by not over-fertilizing or over-watering our lawns. We can also keep our cars tuned up so they don't leak oil and clean them in a car wash so we don't send detergent into our waterways.
It's our turn to take care of this planet, and I think we can do a better job. What do you think?
Ladies and gentlemen, Misterfire. Little instrumental rock out there by Misterfire. Great way to almost end the show. That was pretty epic. Again, it's been a really solid night of music tonight. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming on and giving us an hour of your time.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah, we're more than happy to be here.
Nice. What, real quick, highlights so far? You guys have been at it a couple years. I understand you played a gig with Pirate Fridays a while ago.
Yeah, that was way back when.
Way back when.
That was Jordan's first show.
Yeah, Jordan's first show there. Yeah, that was, we ended up playing that Sutherland Hall last year sometime, yeah.
Sometime in March.
Yeah, that was our first independent show, actually. It was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
So the highlights so far?
This past couple months.
Yeah.
We've headlined Lydia's, Louis, and Amigos in the past
3 months-ish, 4?
No, like 2
3
months.
No.
It's been 3
I don't
months.
know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
We'll fight amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
You've headlined all those in either 3 months or the last 2 months.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. You got some more gigs coming up?
Right now, yeah, actually, we're working on getting one at Cafe Solar right away here.
Nice. Yeah, you're in a good place.
Yeah.
Our audio engineer, Mr. Bennett Dobney, is kind of in charge of that. So it's a cool place. It's very intimate, and when you rock as hard as you do, the walls will be vibrating there.
Awesome.
So for all information on the band, where should people go?
MySpace.com/MrFireMusic. It's all one word. Or Facebook.com/MrFireMusic. Or like any social networking site. I don't know. We got
just
4?
Google it.
us. Yeah. Google it. Misterfire, all one word. We actually pop up with one word, not with two.
Not with two.
We're close.
We're close.
Yeah.
If you want to get your hands on one of those rare EPs, you gotta talk to you guys. It's the best
Yeah,
way to
pretty
get it.
much. Send us an email, misterfire@live.com, or just come to one of our shows. And you can always check the sites, and we post up whenever we're playing next. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben keeps it pretty updated. He's pretty on top of it.
Yeah, I have no life.
You're a busy man.
No, your life is Misterfire.
Front man. And that disc should be in the works coming out in...
Hopefully, well, I guess it depends. Yeah, hopefully next school year.
Yeah?
That's the plan. Yeah.
I'm always amazed that people your age, can find time to get together and jam to get a sound like that. So how intense is juggling everything you guys are doing right now to get together and practice? Like, especially a 5-person band.
It's a bit interesting. Cameron and I are both in engineering physics at the university, so.
That really comes out in the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see. Sorry.
We don't have I don't know. We get whatever we can, I guess. Jordan's working full time. That's cool. Alex and Emmett are still in high school. These guys are. It's interesting to get them to the bars sometimes.
Fair enough.
Emmett's
a lot of
Emmett's
mustache
21
gigs.
though, so it's all good.
There's a lot of purple crayon
Yeah.
drawn on. That's it, man. We're out of time. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
You'll go back to your other band friends and speak highly of Stripped Down.
For sure.
Faux
Yeah.
shizzle
Yes.
in leading up to the next song.
What a segue.
All right, yeah. Well, before you guys blister out of here, I got to do my rap. Sorry, this is probably gonna kill the rhythm you had going. But hey, thanks for everyone watching. Thanks to tonight's cast and crew, and of course our sponsors, Ultimo Euro Moda and Mother's Music, and as of this week, Mr. Sicily Pizza, bringing on a new sponsor. That's fantastic. For all things Stripped Down, Facebook Stripped Down. Hit like as many times as you can, which is once. Just like I should have used that joke only once, but I use it at the end of every week. Something different next week. We're bringing back Quadrant Con. Last seen on the show, kicking off season 3. There we did a countdown to the first episode of season 3, and he played at Half Evil Tattoo while I lay there and got the Stripped Down logo tattooed on my thigh. It was a fun episode. We're bringing them back next week, and hopefully things will look a little bit differently. We're going to try some new stuff, some new stage setup as we kind of do a little bit of a techno show. But that, of course, comes down to a few things, one being money and two being time. Don't seem to have either of those right now. But we'll see what happens. It might look completely different next week. Let's hope. How long did I ramble there?
Not long enough.
Long enough, exactly. For the last time tonight,
I said not long
ladies
enough.
and gentlemen, Mr. Fire.
Come on now. Well, just the other day, I was walking down the street when I turned around the corner and look who shit I mean, it was a wankster. He yelled as I walked past. So I turned around and asked, why you talking like you That sounds like you when you give us a speech defect. Don't blame it on the amp or the alcohol. It's like blaming the knife when you stab someone. Well, I know what you wanna be, but you're never gonna be a gangster. You wear your big shirt and your baseball cap, but you're never gonna be a gangster. Quit trying to sing when you know you can't rap, cause you're never gonna be a gangster. I know what you wanna be, but you don't ever be a wankster. Come on, not that with the PH, or that with an F. You're just a skinny little white kid who's almost gone deaf with a sub-zero car. The fast gangster beats driving to a turning down a neighborhood street. Cinema's minivan, you think you got game? We're rolling up my 15s, come on, that's just lame, man. I recommend that you keep it to rest before real warm slice buds are coming to chest. I don't want to but you never gonna be a gangster. You wear your big shirt and your baseball cap, but you're never gonna be a gangster. Quit trying to sing when you know you can't rap, cause you're never gonna be a gangster. I know what you wanna be, but you don't ever be a gangster. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Break it down. Whoa, try to rap triple, it's like the writer. Walking with your hands up in the air. The closest thing you're ever gonna be to Eminem is the costume. I'm smarter than you were when you were 10. Don't even get me started, but you're rapping JC. You're not on the weather, the best can't you see? You'll never be a gangster, the whole just quit. See the figure of no one gives a post his head. I know what you wanna be, but you're never gonna be a gangster. You wear your big shirt and your baseball cap, but you're never gonna be a gangster. Quit trying to sing when you know you can't rap, cause you're never gonna be a gangster. I know what you wanna be, but you'll only ever be a wankster. You're a wankster. Yeah, you're a wankster, man. So just stop.
His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best.